Let's begin with a snapshot of where India is today. India is the most populous country and the fastest growing economy. We are the youngest country in the world. As far as the Indian tech talent ecosystem goes, we have a massive talent pool. Korn Ferry has published that the global markets would face a revenue loss of $8.5 trillion by 2030 due to the rising talent shortage. India has become the answer to this talent shortage as it is the only country that would have a talent surplus globally. Before we dive deep into the Indian talent ecosystem, let's understand the history of hiring from India. Indian tech industry has been around for more than 4 decades. It started in 1980. In the early days, TCS, Infosys and other big companies established offices to support global companies with back office and software development operations. Education fueled this infrastructure with skilled talents in the Indian tech landscape. India has a network of over 4,500 engineering colleges, producing over 1.5 million engineers annually. India is known for its rich talent pool with expertise in software development, artificial intelligence, and data science. How about some mind-blowing stats? India's talent pool includes more than 8.2 million Java and Python developers. There are over 6 million software developers in India's talent pool. The talent pool also has 1.3 million Android developers and 873,000 iOS developers. Around 170,000 individuals in India's talent pool work in AI, robotics, data analytics, and cybersecurity. 9.75 million developers in India use GitHub, the second largest after the US. India is ranked third worldwide for cloud experts with a strength of 608,000 across all verticals. India has the world's third largest pool of Web 3.0 talent, accounting for around 11% of the total global talent pool. India has the second largest AI, ML, big data analytics skills globally. The Indian tech industry has been catering to the global economy and talent needs. Typically, there are two main reasons why companies hire from India: massive availability of quality talent and cost advantage, because India's cost of living is lower than the Western world, say the United States, UK, and many other countries. Before we proceed, I would like to speak about the 3 common misconceptions about Indian talent. Low cost, low quality talent. India is perceived as a cost-effective option and perceived as the availability of low quality talent. Might have happened 2 decades ago. The reality is different today. Indian talents are highly skilled professionals and are trusted by several global employers. The skill sets, communication, global readiness, and the problem-solving skills of Indians have transformed them into a highly desirable resource. Working in different time zones, we Indians are motivated to succeed. If we get to work in a good company with a good work culture and a remote opportunity, we adapt to different times. At Uplers, we have found that in our talent pool of more than 500,000 pre-vetted talent professionals, out of which 60% are open to work in US time shifts. Poor infrastructure. India's infrastructure has grown by leaps and bounds in the last few decades. The population has access to high-speed internet and 5G connectivity. It is not restricted to top-tier metro cities, but has reached into 2-tier towns. With a national average broadband speed of 70 Mbps, internet infrastructure is no more a barrier to remote opportunities. India surpassed the US in 2021 to become the largest tech talent network with 6 million professionals, which will grow to 8 million in 4 to 5 years. The large Indian IT service companies employ around 600,000 and 365,000 talents respectively. Other than Indian IT companies, 1,700 plus global organizations have set up offices in India to leverage Indian talent for developing software and emerging technologies such as artificial intelligence and machine learning. These include large-scale tech companies like Facebook, Oracle, Salesforce, Microsoft, and startups like Epsilon and Eventbrite. These GCCs employ around 2 million Indian talents, and by 2030, their strength will grow to 4.5 million. The startup ecosystem further fuels the Indian IT industry. The startup culture started in 2008, and today India has 25,000 startups with over 100 plus unicorns. They are solving complicated technology problems with India, and many serve global companies such as Zoho, Freshworks, Oyo, etc. The startups have changed Indian talent's mindset from service driven to solution driven. This trend has been apparent since the last decade as the skill sets of Indian talents have evolved to solve complex problems. So yeah, I believe cost effectiveness is not the only motivation for global companies to hire Indian talents. Indians are generally high context individuals whose communication style is beyond spoken words. We rely on facial expressions, body language, and interpersonal relationships and cannot leave out our innate ability to read between the lines. Western cultures like the United States and Germany are extremely low context cultures. They rely on spoken and written words. They love to express themselves very clearly and leave no room for ambiguity. Absolutely. Global employers who are habituated to low context environments must understand the nuances of a high context culture. This little effort makes relationship building easier. We Indians are very hesitant to say no. It surely does not mean that we are yes men. We feel saying no to someone might be considered rude. So the solution to such a fix is quite simple. Constructive criticism should be shared with individuals provided in an appropriate environment. Building a nurturing environment is key to having open communication. Global companies must vet Indian talents to understand compatibility, skill sets, and experience in diverse environments. The need to understand nuances, and hence we see more and more global companies seeking deeply vetted profiles like Uplers provide. Uplers is a hiring platform that strives to make hiring from India simple, reliable, and fast, with 500,000 plus deeply vetted tech and digital talents. Detailed talent profiles always create a deeper understanding for global companies making hiring decisions 10 times faster. So the next time you think of an Indian professional in the tech industry, remember we are the major tech force and our talent knows no bounds. India is rising and Uplers is leading the change.